Up on Llangoed. It's in the village of Llangoed, near in the southeastern corner of Anglesey. And I'll be visiting Llangoed. That's the name of the village. Okay, I'm in the village car park. Fortunately, it's going to be a breezy day today. So, but it's good because it keeps you cool if you're walking. Yes, I'm starting on this walk and going through a bit of the village nature reserve. Just a little bit of it. It's going to be a bit of a, well, I'm going to have a little bit of an adventure trying to find the footpaths on this walk. I'll be going, well, kind of like a zigzag course, a circular course. Never been to Llangoed before, first time here. But I have been to the area course, southeast Anglesey. So I'm revisiting some of the places I have gone to before. Penmon Priory and the Lighthouse at Penmon Point. Okay, so if you've got shorts, watch out. Plenty of nettles here. Continuing on this nice footpath through this nature reserve. More or less allowed. Well, the footpath is excellent, but the rest of it is, of course, well, that's what they call it. Call it a nature reserve. It's not a garden or a park. It's allowed to grow wild. If you can see up there, in that tree there, it's quite breezy today. I've come to the end of the nature reserve. Nice little stroll. And this is where I start doing a bit of orientation work to try and, well, luckily I've got my OS app downloaded on my phone. So, yeah, never like those signs, road closed. Hopefully it's not footpath closed. Okay, I haven't bothered to check the map recently, but I think this is pretty obviously the route here that I intend to take. That is passable, that road or track for a car, but that's an interesting building there. Built 1836, the old schoolhouse, and that's when English was the standard language. Welsh was set aside. That's the entrance for boys. The girls had a separate entrance. Oops, I think my camera's kind of starting to go faulty on the telescopic. Unfortunate that is. That's the entrance for girls on the right. Okay, warning sign here. Frogs crossing the road. There's the new cemetery. And, it's the church. Looks like it's still in operation. Services 3rd and 4th Sundays each month. Through there, that gate, and there's a nice entrance stone portal into the a graveyard here. Yeah. Okay, so let's go along here. There's the old schoolhouse, probably a private house now. Yeah, unfortunately my telescopic cameras only last so long, unfortunately. And it's hazy today, but you can just see the faint outline of the Snowdonia Mountains on the horizon. Group of pine trees there, overlooking this house. Yes, as I say, just in the distance there you can see the Snowdonia Mountains. As I say, it's gone hazy today, so alright, this path then goes in front of this house. Pine trees. And okay, so now I'm on the Isle of Anglesey coastal path. That's away. So far, no problem. And there's the Isle of Anglesey coastal path will probably be quite well signposted. I'll be on it for about 30% maybe of this walk. I'll be walking along the coastal path. That track just about, well, maybe 100 yards back there. And there's the first view of the sea. And these paths seem to be quite well trodden. Onto this tarmac lane. I'll just take a quick shot here of this nice house here. And you can tell how dry it is. It's been dry and sunny for the last 3 weeks. And there you got the lawn sprinkler going. Yeah, I won't go any further because he's got the camera up there. Yeah, but look at this, cloudless sky again. It's going to be like this, I think, for another week. Day for a walk. I say the breeze comes in handy, keeps you cool with the warm sun. There's the water bowl, a little bench for any dog walkers in this area. This is where the signposts come in handy. This away. Yeah. I managed to find my way through, and excellent day for walking. Okay, looks like I'm passing through someone's private residence again. Footpath skirted that residence, that was no problem. Now I'll try the telescope again because I can see some coastal scenery up there. Yeah. No good, I'm afraid. Yeah. Oh well, I apologise for that. Like footpaths. In the winter, this would be possibly a muddy section. No problem, of course, after 3 weeks of sunny weather, dry sunny weather. But look at this nice boardwalk. This reminds me in a way of that film, The Swimmer, where Burt Lancaster, in Los Angeles, well, in a way, he swam across Los Angeles, and he called on his friends, and had to swim in each of their pools. And it was weather like this, of course, in Los Angeles weather. Yeah. Continuing on this walk, I'm on a tarmac lane now. There's a footpath there that goes down to the coast. Unfortunately, I really, well, I could do it, but this is roughly a 7-mile walk. I expect with the breaks and stops to spend about 5 hours on it, so okay, so far so good. Along the tarmac lane right now, I think it's about a little over a mile to Penmon Point, the tip of southeast Anglesey. And there's a lighthouse there, and you've got a good view also of Puffin Island. This is going to be a long video because I'm really enjoying this walk, and in consequence taking a lot of video clips. But that's a sign of good weather right there. Look at that. That's a really nice display. Some daisies, I think, of some kind. Yeah, hideaway houses. Oh, well, that's who lives here. Okay, the tarmac lane ends here. This whitewashed cottage. Very breezy here, so there's going to be an audio problem, I'm afraid. Okay, there's the sea, and you can see it's whipping up waves, the strong winds. Be able to hear me now as I'm facing away from the wind. But this is an interesting structure here. This wall goes for quite some distance. I think it was built about, a limestone wall, built about, I think over 200 years ago. I can't quite remember now what it was built for. It's the first good view there of Puffin Island. And you can see the lighthouse as well, and the coastline of Penmon. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Penmon. Near in the Penmon Point, where the lighthouse is. There's a nice tea shop there, and of course a car park. So I'm coming across some walkers now. I just had a nice chat with some walkers up here on holiday. There's the lighthouse again. This is an excellent walk. Yeah, an excellent walk. Unfortunately, again, can't telescopics gone. I'll just experiment. Oh, no, it's no good. Yeah, that's it, eh? Camera's gone. Alright, down these steps and to the lighthouse. Okay, let's see if I can find the place to have a cup of tea. You have your cup of tea, and actually they serve quite quite a few things there, beer and meals as well. Okay, so I'm going to do a bit of road walking now. Leave this excellent spot. It's popular. It's a popular place. And do walk along this road for about a mile or so to the priory. I'm going to put it on telescopic, but you can maybe see the wall there across this field. That's where I came down, and along this side of that wall. So I could have gone back roughly on the footpath, but and then took another footpath down to the priory, which again I'm not using the telescopic, but you might be able to just make it out ahead, about half a mile ahead. Here's the first interesting building, and is the Dovecot. I think it was built in the 16th century, I'm not sure. Nowhere near as old as the priory, which actually dates back, I think, to the 6th century. It's an excellent spot here. It's, you know, tucked away in the back and beyond the far, you know, you have the far end of Anglesey. Okay, so this is an interesting building. I've been here before a couple of times. A Dovecot. See, I think those holes there are for the, well, at one time there was flooring in here. That's the Dovecot there. So, yeah, that's the, well, part of that is a private house. Well, in fact, I think most of it is. You can see some gravestones there. Okay, but I'll first have a quick look at the Dovecot. Oh, sorry about that. No good at all. Yeah, camera. I'm gonna have to get another one, I'm afraid. Another camera. There's some information on the Dovecot. Now put your video on pause if you want to read that. And there's the inside. And here, actually, look, stone ladders going up. Look at all these. Yeah, that's quite interesting. I've been here before, as I mentioned. I think 530 pigeonholes. It was owned, of course, privately when it was constructed, and provided well, a delicacy for the local landowner. Yeah, interesting. Okay, I'll. This is a kind of like a mystical spot. Of course, it doesn't have a mystical atmosphere because lots of visitors here. But yeah, the Dovecot was built around 1600. So this is where you park your car if you're just going to go walk to the, well, if you're going to visit the priory, and also if you were going to walk down the road to the Lighthouse and a view of Popping Island. Visit the priory. I'm just going to have a look at St. Cyrian's Well. I've been here before, over 5 years ago, but I think they fixed, oops, excuse me, I think they fixed this this up. I can't remember this. I think that was the fish pond at one time. Okay, yeah, I can't remember this. It was, it's been fixed up since I was last here. Probably, well, over 5 years ago. Yeah, and, beautiful here. When the Roman Empire collapsed back in the 5th century, and England was left to the tender mercies of the invading barbarians, this Wales, funny enough, kept up the Christian traditions, and there is, well, obviously St. Cyrian's Well. It must be documented somewhere. Yeah, actually, I can't remember being in here before, so unless it's all been fixed up nicely since I was last here. Yeah, because all this was, these walls and that were probably recently constructed, but I think the wells, the holy well, well, it had healing powers. Those holy wells, people that weren't feeling too well themselves, pun unintended, came here to take the waters. Actually, that would be a good place to have a little break. I do have, yeah, I think this is the well itself. I don't know if that's, yeah, yeah, okay. There's a seating area around it. Muy interesante. As there, I think it goes back to the 6th century. Yeah, a long, long time ago. I just climbed over that stile. This leads somewhere. Just up here, I'll just have a quick look, see what this path. I won't go far. I don't know where it leads to. Any further. The rock around here is limestone. It was, I think, there's big quarries here, limestone quarries here. There's another view of the Dovecot and the tower there. But I think that part of it is private. As I seem at the moment to have this place to myself, I'll have a little break here and in the shade. I had a tea and a scone at the cafe there, but I got sandwiches in the rucksack. Okay, the church actually is still active. 1709, this apparently staircase was built. The church is open. Ah, that's good news. I had to cut short my break. Just back there, there's people arrived. Look at that, church is open. Yeah, muy bien. Very little about this church. First time I've been in here. But now, one thing I think I did read, inscribed stones. These you can't see them, of course, because of the lighting. Inscribed stones dating from the 10th century. Yeah, 10th century. Probably were outdoors at one time. The second inscribed, well, cross, I think. Yeah. Again, I've got to watch my step here. It's very dark. Yeah, look at it. All this. So I know nothing about the church. The first time I didn't read up on it, except for the inscribed stones. I knew they were dating back to the 10th century. But services are still held here. There's Saint Cyril with the holy well in the background. Yeah. There's the pulpit. Only that's called the high altar. Interesting. I've been in here before and I've got a video of it, I think, taken about 5 or 6 years ago now. Was that a hermit's cell or something in there? There is some information on it. That's what it looked like before it fell to ruin, or this part of it at least. And there's the two freestanding crosses inside the church. They were moved into the church in 1977. So okay, you can hit the pause button to read information on that. Cadju might be my longest video yet, because as I say, I expect this walk to last about 5 hours. Okay, this is the, yeah, very interesting. And okay, you can see the holes in the wall. There were, I think, this was what I'm standing in now was a cellar, and then there was a first floor and then a second floor where I believe that's where the dormitories were for the monks. Oh, there's an ancient stone. Probably not worth putting inside because the markings on it have disappeared. Okay, yeah, they're standing in the cellar of the priory. Okay. Okay, so I'll just carry on going. The next on the final section of the walk now, but it will need a little bit of route finding again. Beautiful. They say we've had this weather for 3 weeks, and it's supposed to last for another week. Oh, what that is up there. Some kind of belfry on a house. Like, I think one of those old quarry workings over there with the derelict buildings. And that's the beginning of the Menai Strait, separating Anglesey from the mainland. And there's the huge Snowdonia Mountains in the back. Unfortunately slightly misty today. The first mistake, navigational mistake. There should be a footpath somewhere around here going off to the left. This tarmac road goes down to the sea level. There was no footpath sign there, so I missed this. It just starts right from the priory. Yeah, footpath right here, kind of like hidden away. It's a very nice steps and gate, but I'm afraid, yeah, it's not well trodden. If you've got shorts with these nettles, let's see. Nope. Yeah, nettles and thorns and thistles. Now in the winter all this would be very muddy. Yeah, I've gone the wrong way again, yeah. So I think that's the footpath over there. Right. Yeah, those steps. I was looking over, been messing around up there somewhere for the last 10 minutes. So let's see where this leads. There's no footpath signs at all. So maybe a couple of 100 yards from the priory, And there's that house with the belfry that caught my eye earlier on. So for the last half hour, I mean, getting nowhere fast, but at least I'm getting somewhere now. Footpath signs. There's another nice house. I'm in the little village of Penmon. Penmon. I'm having trouble pronouncing that. Holiday cottage, bed and breakfast. Yeah, that's probably the holiday cottage there. Nice little bit of extra income. Back on lane walking for a while. These are curious little kind of well, half flower and half tree. Huh. Yeah. It's a beautiful area around here. Nice houses everywhere. To walk around these country neighbourhoods. That looks like a converted chapel, but maybe not. Nice houses everywhere. I think I'll go up here. Okay, not very inconvenient. Those nettles, I think that's the no footpath there, but I think that's the gate for the right of way that goes over there, more or less directly towards the castle. But, well, obviously no one uses it. So I'm going to take the road back to the village of Llangoed, is it? Llangoed. Where I park my car. But, and then go to the castle from there. So unless there's a footpath, another entrance to the castle. I can't pronounce the name of it. Up here on the left somewhere. Here I got this walk from an OS map recommended walk on the app, and so but unfortunately some of these paths aren't used by the locals to walk the dogs and such like, then they become overgrown. There's a footpath, well, marked on the map, but no footpath signs. Look, another nice house there. Of course, we're seeing it in the best possible time when the sun's shining. Yeah. Now, of course, some people might object to me taking pictures of their house. I'm afraid, well, I'm not the only YouTuber that does it. I'm in Llangoed right now, and that's Aberlleiniog. Yeah, it looks quite a substantial place here. I think it's out. I don't know if it's open to the public now, but I think it's kind of like a museum of stable equipment. And down the road a bit from the gardens. It says gardens. I don't know, but I'll just go up here and have a quick look at this kind of church-like building. It's part of Aberlleiniog Gardens, I think. 4:05. Impressive clock tower. So I just heard the clock chiming a few minutes ago. Now, can I continue down here? There's this kind of lead me directly into the car park. I don't know how to pronounce it. Aberlleiniog Gardens. This way, yeah, there are gardens here. well, I presume, well, I won't go inside, but something there, yeah. Alright, so I'm pretty sure this leads towards the car park down here. Yeah, there's that clock tower there. Kind of, muy interesante. Car park's just there, I can see my car. And circular walk. So this takes in the castle. Down there somewhere. So that's where I went up a bit earlier on, well, 5 hours ago, over 5 hours ago now I think. Okay, so let's go and have a look at this castle. There's a path going over there. I think it's to do with the nature reserve. The nature reserve continues down, well, goes quite a distance, following a kind of little stream. And it probably leads to the castle, but I'll go along here. A little stream, not much water in it of course because of the dry weather. But I'll continue along here and hopefully the castle won't be too far along here. Okay, yeah, that track or kind of road is turned into this extremely well trodden footpath. But of course I think most of the visitors are gone now. It's late afternoon. Their sightseeing trips for the day are more or less time to head back to the holiday accommodation. You hope if there were signs which way to the castle. I have an idea this well-trodden path goes down to the beach. So I'll just go along another little bit further, and if there's no, because the castle is more or less in those woodlands, hidden away in those woodlands up to the left of me. But I have an idea I should have turned back where that nature reserve sign was. I should have gone up there. Oh well, I'll so far I've still got some some charge left in the battery, no problem. But still, this is well, yeah, it'd be nice if there were the signs to the castle were a bit clearer. Just as well I was on the point of turning back, but here we go, castle, still 600 metres to go. The beach, Llangoed is 800 metres since I started this this part of the walk, and the beach 650 metres. Yeah, alright, oh well. So it did say 1.3 kilometres to the castle from the car park. I didn't think it was quite as far as that. So I'm going to end up, well, exceeding the 7 miles I supposedly was going to cover for this walk by quite a margin. Ah, look at this. It's very nicely laid on though. Nice, look at this footbridge here, crossing the stream. Path there that goes off to the left. No signs. I presume as this is going slightly uphill it leads to the castle, which is a Norman motte and bailey erected, well, just a few years after William the Conqueror landed on the shores of Anglo-Saxon England. Okay, there's a path going off to the left and a path going off to the right. Which is part of the nature reserve, of course. But look at this, I finally come across a signpost. castle that way. But there's a nice little bench there, so before I go any further, it's in the shade. I'm going to have a break. I've felt the need for one for quite a while now. This bench, this Rest and Be Thankful bench, was put up in memory of Keith Jones, 1963 to 2021. Some flowers there, left some time ago. So this is going to be a very long video. I have to decide. I might break it up into 3 parts. Notice board is a bit of an angle, so not sure how much you can see, but if you put it on pause, you might be able to read the built in 1088 by one of the Norman invaders, but unfortunately, yeah, it was put to the sword. Put to the sword by the local Welsh chieftain. I think there was 200 Normans occupying the castle at that time, and I think it was another 200 years before the Normans returned to Anglesey after that mishap under Edward I. The Norman structure was a modern bailey structure, but I think most of this castle was put up I think much later, back yeah, and then it was also, apparently there's no records, but it was used during the English Civil War back in the 17th century. Yeah, it looks like a remains of a tower here. It's quite, it's worth visiting. Of course, nothing like Conway Castle or Carnarvon Castle, nothing like that, but still, you know, tucked away the far end of Anglesey, several round towers. Here's one there. Of course, all this was probably until a few years ago, when sightseeing became more and more popular. All this was probably a jungle. Still something of a jungle now, but of course it's all part of this nature reserve, Llangoed Nature Reserve. Okay, so there's a much later structure. I think it was work done on it in the 18th century, quite recently. Okay, I think there's really, well, not much to see, but it's a nice walk, and you've got the nature reserve as well. Alright. Shortage of Rest and Be Thankful seats by the castle, but which way? That way? Oh, that way. Footpaths here. I've just came back the way I came, but see if I can take a little bit of a shortcut. I might be going astray again. Back to the car park. Back to the castle that way. But that's a walk through the nature reserve. So I'm about, hopefully about a quarter of a mile now or so from the car park. Okay, that way to the castle. So I'm back to the car park, so that's the end of this walk. Quite an energetic walk with me, but actually not too bad, except that that one mishap where I lost half an hour and lost my way and lost about half an hour. But other than that, a good walk.